I could hear some noises in the bedroom that I did not like, so I had to go in and make sure those noises weren't stuff that I did not like going on. Which is just dude trying to get in my closet. If you go over to my TikTok page at which is at Vocal Discharge, the last video I dropped on there is the situation with that. Dude's out of control. I love him, but he's out of control right now. Daydream. Beneath the flowers, or a couple of hours all day. Daydream, for a couple of hours. Day. Baby sleeping. For a couple of hours. Day. Daydream. Day. One of my favorite songs ever. This song is very long, but fantastic. This is a legendary composition of a song. It's about a person. About a person. Demon. Little adorable little demon. Mm. Could have swore I did 2 parts yesterday. This should be a part 1 or part 2. Or wait. Maybe it's not because I didn't upload the second part because it was currently installing or downloading. I'm almost positive it was downloading. I didn't upload the second part. Which means I'm gonna be, yep, there it is. There it is. Second part right there. Yeah, I had a feeling. I was like, I know I had 2 parts yesterday. So, yeah, that's the first part. And the second part was when I came back after running into issues. Yeah, that's why it was 2 parts. I ran into issues during the first part and ended up coming back. I had to come back to do the second part because everything was acting goofy. Windows changed a bunch of settings. OBS changed settings. My multi-stream plugin and OBS crashed. And it's because when I leave for the day, I sometimes forget to close everything down so that the only thing that's running is background processes and my desktop. And seeing as my desktop really doesn't have anything to it, it's just I can right click and tell it to display the next desktop background. And that's all it does. It's cycling through my backgrounds folder, which is it's a folder that gets bigger and bigger and bigger as time goes. So if you come here, this folder, it grows. Even with my tutorial stuff, I put that in there too. So yeah, and this folder goes all the way, will go all the way through everything. It randomizes it all, but it goes through everything in this folder. Everything in this folder will, at one point in time, be displayed as a background. Okay, that's right there. Yeah. All this stuff ends up being an image of my background at one point in time. I could probably drop this in there. Drop this, drop this, drop this. I probably just did something I shouldn't have done, but whatever. Don't care. But yeah, that's what I basically do. I just drop things into that folder and leave it alone. Class at 1:30. So in about half hour, we're gonna get ready because, well, as long as I catch the bus between 12:30 and 1, I should be good. If the bus doesn't take an hour to get downtown. Hey, see what you're doing. Love you, Floofer. He's in love mode right now. He's like sitting there, hunkered down. He's cotton ball. He's basically cotton balled up, which is his love mode. He's like, level me, pet me, show me love, or I'm gonna eat your floor. I'm gonna shred this carpet. I think that's if he had the ability to talk, I think that's what he would say. He would tell me to love him, love on him, or he'll shred my carpet. But yeah, no. I hate this stupid stuff. Like the algorithm, if you don't mess with your algorithm, it tries to feed you anything and everything possible. I get on TikTok to do this. To do content. So I'm laying in bed, and this freaking dude, if you heat. So I caught him in the closet, and I kicked him out, and I blocked him from going in the closet. Now he's mad, and he's banging his little shoe post against the closet door, trying to open the closet. And I figured out his tactic on how he keeps getting into the closet. He pulls back his pad, pulls the gate, and then pushes the door in so he can go into the closet and shred the carpet. The dude is out of control and not. So I'm laying in bed, and my microphone was muted from that video being loud. But I don't want to play Warframe right now because I just don't want to get into anything and then be stuck doing something. I'm not going to change my category out of Warframe because when I get back from class, that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be going and playing Warframe. I'm going to try to do partial commentary, partial Warframe. Because I want to get back into playing the game. I haven't played it in a long time, so the rage, any kind of rage and anger toward the game isn't going to be as prominent as it is in like Star Citizen. I've been playing Star Citizen for like 3 months back. I was playing Star Citizen for like 3 or 4 months now. But seeing as everybody's bored and people are just going around griefing each other again, I'm not going to go back to Star Citizen. I'm going to wait till I see somewhere on YouTube that 4.6 has been dropped. Everybody's been bottomed back out to starting money and go from there. Because when everybody's back down to starter money and you're having to worry about, okay, are my skills good enough to do whatever and not have to spend tons of money in game? And that's what it is. That's why early game or early patches don't push hardcore amounts of PvP gameplay, because not saying everybody's got gear fear. It's just like everybody wants to just grind for money. So yeah, whenever the hell is that? Why didn't y'all tell me I had this hanging out on my forehead? Because it was like basically like that. It's been like that almost the whole time. This is why I need viewers. They'd be like, hey, you got something on your face. And then I'd be like, huh? What? Oh. Somehow some string got on my head. I don't know where from, but some string got on my head. Like, it's sitting like this. I'm dumb, so I'm not going to see it or feel it. I'm like, reminds me of the story my mom used to tell me as a kid. She would take basically something like this, and she would just drape it right over my face to where my eyes can see it, but I couldn't see it. I would just be like, trying to get the string off my face. I was like a little puppy dog when I was a kid. I was dumb. I'm still very much so dumb, but I'm like an old dog now. I'm not as dumb. I don't learn as many new tricks, but I'm not dumb no more, or that dumb no more. Still dumb, not just that dumb. But yeah, I don't want to play Warframe right now because I'm gonna get stuck into it, get stuck doing stuff, and I'm gonna have to all F4 out and then kind of probably start the stuff over. So what I am gonna do is I did save a couple posts on Facebook. I did save a couple posts because some stupid stuff. Stupid people. Nobody's discriminating against marriage, so shut up. Just stop. Shut up. Oh, it's already in recipes. Oh, this right here. This is funny. You guys need to stop. Like, seriously, you're making yourselves look as dumb as you actually are by reacting in these ways. Because what's funny about this is when I was on Facebook on my phone, it gave me that sensitive content warning right here, but it made me click into it. Like, it actually gave me a warning that I had to click into it. Which is why I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me. Once I watched the video and realized what it was, I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Like, you can't be this stupid, people. You really can't be this stupid. Because listen to what the guy says. Just listen to the whole video. It shows you how ignorant these people down there protesting ICE and border control agents are by this right here. This right here is how stupid these people are, how stupid these news networks are, because they're even pushing the same thing. They're pushing the same thing. These idiot news networks are pushing this false narrative. So you're going to hear it. And I'm going to explain what you're seeing. And I'm going to explain why it is what you're seeing isn't what you're being made to believe either. I'm going to explain it to you. And it starts right out of the gate. Right out of the gate. So here we go. We're going to get into it. Okay, now, sorry, bud. I'm just dying. Okay. So, Bavino is hilarious in this. I will say, Bavino knew what he was doing. He knows what he's doing. And this is big brain. This right here is big brain. I applaud Chief Greg Bavino. This is big brain. And the reason it's big brain, the first thing I can tell you is big brain. I don't care how tough you are, how tough you think you are. I mean, there's no other way to put it. I don't know. I don't care how tough you are or think you are. If a crowd control canister was deployed against you or by you, you're not going to be wearing some type of filtration system. You're not. Don't care. Yes, we train, military trains. We do the CS chamber, but that's not to gain a to build up tolerance. It's not. You don't do the CS chamber to build tolerance against CS gas. No, you actually do the CS chamber to show you to have faith in your equipment. And it's also to kind of like find issues within some equipment, because some of the equipment you get given isn't the best. They're not upkept very well, so they do tend to fail. They tend to fail when they're not being upkept like they should be. But even when you're doing the CS chambers, they're not doing it to show to like, you got to build the tolerance. Your body will be able to tolerate it after so many times of being exposed. No, that's not how it works. And this is why this is big brain. This is why this is big brain by Bavino. And it's hilarious. And unfortunately, I'm about to give away a secret, but it's not a secret. It's literally common sense. It's common sense. These guys are tough. Most soldiers are tough, but they're not take CS gas to the face 5 canisters deep tough. They're not. They're not. So when Bavino says, you better get back, I'm deploying gas, that's all that is. That's just words. Those are just words. Because if he was actually deploying a CS canister, he would have already had on a NBC mask. All of these guys would have already been wearing some type of riot control gear, because crowd control substances like tear gas, CS gas, like I said before, they do different things. They're different canisters and different agents, but they're deployed seemingly in the same instance. And they're not going to deploy it and risk taking one of their people out. Use your brain. You use your brain. It's not how any of this works. And I keep having to say it like that. That's not how this works. That's not how that works. That's not how this works. This is how this works. This is how that works. This is how that works. I have to say these things over and over and over. I feel like a broken record, but that's not how this works. These guys don't get to prove how tough they are by deploying CS canisters and then not donning an NBC mask to protect themselves from the same CS they're deploying. Like when you join the military, your body doesn't evolve into more fortitude. Like you don't evolve out of weakness, because contrary to popular belief, there are still tons of people in the military who are very weak. And that's weak humans, weak people. Not just weak in strength and weak in the mind. No, they are absolutely 100% 8 up, 8 down, weak. So you're not going to see somebody deploy a canister, call it gas, and then not be donning an NBC mask directly after or directly before. And again, if they were deploying CS against you, they would have already been wearing the equipment. No mask, no mask, no mask, no mask, no mask, no mask. Nobody on the military side is wearing a NBC mask. Therefore, they didn't issue them. Therefore, they didn't issue any crowd control canisters to the people out here. They've issued smoke. That's it. Just a variation of colored smokes. And seeing as you guys are absolutely brain rotted and brain dead, you see green smoke, instant gas, gas, gas. You know, when they, funny enough, when he says gas, 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 that's actually what they use to train you in response time and donning your NBC gear. Going from MOP 0 to MOP 4. That's what they use, because that's a signifier. That's what we would use anywhere in the world if we were attacked by nuclear, biological, or chemical agents. That's exactly what happens. You say, you scream gas, 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 and it tells everybody, stop what the fuck you're doing and mop up. Mop up, head to toe, forward out. That's what gas, gas, gas means. And him using it in this context isn't even saying don up, mop up. No, it's saying, hey, we got idiots. Use the gas, gas, gas to stop them, get them back, push them. Because that's what these people, that's what's happening. You are so idiotic and so brain dead. I can't remember what Moist Critical called it. He called him talking about something Elon Musk was saying and doing. He said something that I was like, I wish I would have thought about that. I probably would have given more time, but that's what these people are doing. It's just like brain dead following stupid shit. So yeah, that's what this is. They're not deploying gas on you. They're deploying smoke canisters, calling it gas, and you idiots are like, tastes like apples, tastes like juice. I like this. You slurp it up because you want so badly to fight some fascist Nazism in this country that you're not using critical thinking at all. Not a bit of it. Which is also how I can tell you, most of you went through school and didn't pay attention to anything that was going on. None of the critical thinking aspects that were happening in school, because it exists in there. There are still lots of critical thinking in school, lots of things that are saying, don't just blindly follow, but critically think for yourselves. This stuff still exists in the schools. But it's being overrun by people who go to, their only reason to go to school is to push their own mental illness onto the rest of us. Because we have to deal with them. When I go over to school every day, I got to deal with the high school mentality people who are literally 20 years old, but still walking around like high schoolers. They go through a door, and instead of getting the hell out of the way, they want to stand right in the doorway. And then when you go around and like, move. Like what kind of stupid person comes through a door and is like, I'm confused what I just walked into, so I need to stop here and gain my bearings. instead of getting out of the way from the other people coming through the door. This is what schools are now. They're a bunch of idiot children with no hope for the future being told that they could be something. Not everyone can be something. I can guarantee you I won't be anything. I'm still going to be 0 viewer streamer, 0 following social media. But that's not why I do this. I don't do this to gain the following. I would like for people to listen to me, but whatever. You don't want to hear what I got to say, that's up to you. But I'm going to keep saying it anyway. I like what I say. Chances for me to learn, chances for me to refine what I am saying, chances to do stuff better. But one thing I won't do is you won't find me down there not using my critical thinking. So if I'm going to use my critical thinking and go down for any reason, it's going to be going down there to be the civilian barrier between the idiots and law enforcement. That's it. And I would be a counter protester to you. I would be you'll look at me as an enemy, but I would be just a counter protester to you. I'd be just one of the people saying that there's so many other things to worry about in this country, and this isn't it. This isn't it. Y'all aren't it. You're not the ones. You're not the guy. You're not the lady. You're not the they. You're not the he. You're not the she. You're not the them. You're not a nothing. You're a cog in a wheel. That's it. A spoke in a wheel. Cog in a chain. Whatever analogy you want to use. You are not the ones. You're not. If you want to see the ones, well, the coverage is gone, so you're not going to be able to see the ones unless we can get them to turn their internet back on. So, you guys had your chance to see what the ones look like, and maybe do that, but not on the scale you're doing it at, because it's still ignorant. Regardless if you learn better ways to do it and get better at it, doing what you're doing is already ignorant. You've already lost the game in that. So you could be the ones if you were actually pointed in the right direction. But the Ilhan Omars and the Nancy Pelosi's and the Barack Obamas and the Bill Clintons and Hillary Clintons, they can't have you looking over there for an actual fight. They want you looking here for a moot point fight. That's what I wanted to talk about. It's ridiculous. People are so dumb. It's hilarious. Yeah, I say this because this was funny. E-Bomb's World is like OG old school memeing. Like OG old school memeing. But then I read last year, the private equity firm Blackstone acquired Jersey Mike's for $8 billion, and many sandwich lovers at the time knew exactly what that meant. Their beloved sandwich shop would eventually cost more and taste worse. Intended to help enable Jersey Mike's to accelerate its expansion across and beyond the U.S. market. Though after a year of new ownership, videos of tiny and abysmal-looking $9 sandwiches have begun to tarnish a once-trusted brand. As if buying up all the single-family homes wasn't enough, now they've come for our turkey subs. This is my comment. Well, and now they'll be kicked out of their house because Blackstone owns that too. Because yes, Blackstone is part of BlackRock, and BlackRock is essentially the ones buying up all your single-family homes. So yes, You can't even criticize Blackstone because they will put you on the streets. And then this right here, Columbus Dispatch, this is why you suck. This is why you suck, and you will never be good at what you think you do. Because again, stop putting out these overly biased, because I never see you talk this way about the other side. I never see you talk this way about Congress. I never see you talk this way about the fact that all these Congress members are making millions of dollars while only having $100,000+ a year salary. And this is why the Columbus Dispatch sucks. They suck. They'll always suck. And they won't be good at reporting anymore. Because articles like this are why they won't exist in a few years. I do better reporting as a commentator. It's not my job to report, but I do a better job than the Columbus Dispatch. It is absolutely atrocious what kind of idiot-ass people they've been hiring into this. It's obvious that the Columbus Dispatch is ran by a very hateful and biased left-wing voter. And they've done very well in stripping out any opposing argument. Because that's all the articles they release now. Literally, all the articles I've read, I mean, we've talked about them on stream quite often. Every article I see from them is either some BS fluff, like, when I say fluff, I mean stuff you would see movies and TV shows making fun of because of how padded and fluffy these articles are. They're pointless word salads. And then the other part of their reporting is this. Completely one-sided, 100% bias articles that you can't even call an article. So Columbus Dispatch, I would say they're on their last leg, but they don't have legs right now. Somehow they're hovering just above the ground without crashing. But they will. They're heading toward crashing soon. They will be headed toward crashing soon. If they keep doing this, keep reporting these one-sided articles, never seemingly releasing an article with any other argument in it. None. I never see them with a different argument in any of their stuff. They're really bad at this. And until they're managed and run by someone else, anybody else, not a politician, not somebody who's this is what you want running your newspaper. You want somebody who is going to bash both sides of politics and the entire spectrum of politics. Because then they will be more likely to report on politics than to take a side and basically alienate a large portion of your readers. Because I can guarantee you, you don't have many conservative readers anymore. You have people who just want to meme you and parody you and make fun of you. But that's it. I guarantee you, most of your reader base has cut off the entire other side of the argument. And this is why you'll be gone probably less than a few years. You will be gone. Peace out, Girl Scout. So yeah. Need to get ready for class. I'll be back 4-ish, somewhere around there. Something like that. So I'll be back then. Till then, don't go into the internet without me. Wait till I get back and then we'll go together. So, be back then. Peace out, Girl Scout.